What's going on, y'all? KM Best here. I am not normally a brewer of decks, but this metagame has been so harsh that I felt like I needed to go into the lab, and I came out with something really interesting. That's right, it's a Clog deck. Now, the genesis behind this idea is I would like to target all of the decks that are playing to be combo decks. That is Living Tribunal, that is Hela, and that is Phoenix Force. Now, of those, I think this is best targeted at Living Tribunal, but it's okay into the others, and that's really all I was looking for. I wanted a deck that was able to play an actual game of Marvel Snap into those decks and not instantly lose. If you watched my most recent video, you'll know that I feel a certain type of way about playing against decks like Hela, like Phoenix Force, that just sort of say, I am going to be this tall, I am this tall, you have to deal with it if you do not have an answer. Now, Phoenix Force, I think most mid-range decks can answer reasonably. Hela, I'm not so sure. This was my attempt. I'm not actually sure it ended up beating Hela as much as I would like, but it was able to really catch people off guard and really produce some exciting and fun gameplay that climbed me almost 90 SP up the ranked ladder with this list. That is, I think, a reasonable marker of success. This deck did actually good work for me, even though I don't actually know if it does what it was intended to do as well as I wanted. Now, one of the main things you're going to have to keep track of when you play a deck like this is aggressively snapping. I think you are going to be rewarded for sort of like seeing what is going to happen and saying, all right, I have to snap on like turn 3 or turn 2 before your opponent is fully aware that they're getting clogged and what the matchup looks like. I think you often end up putting yourself in situations that could end up being unfavorable, and you effectively just have to like play the odds. So for example, you don't know what your opponent's playing. You have to kind of guess if it's the kind of deck that clogging will actually beat, but your clog strat is so good that when you have the right hand for it, you can just be like, okay, if this is a deck that clog beats, which is most decks, I'm going to win this game, so I'm snapping aggressively early. I think that was one of the things that really helped me end up being a very cube positive gamer with this deck, while still being roughly in the range of 50%. Like above 50%, but roughly in the range. And I think that kind of thing is sort of how you have to play this. The other card that's really going to help you boost that cube rate is Cannonball. He is the closest thing to Eliath now that Eliath has been nerfed. Cannonball is actually just super legit in this deck. People do not play around him, and they don't really know how to play around him, and he ends up just being an excellent, excellent card that you can use in a variety of different situations. He's not just Eliath, he's also a 5/8. That's pretty good, too. You can use him to clog, you can use him to kill stuff. He is as good as it gets for a deck like this. Now, let's jump into the card-by-card breakdown, and then we're going to show you some gameplay so you can see how this did for me on ladder. The Hood is a classic card used in Clog strategies. I typically like having a Hood in basically any deck that's going to reasonably run Annihilus, but it does require, to me, having a second thing other than Annihilus in order to get rid of it, which does require a lot of thought about where you want to put it. Obviously, one of the things you should be thinking about is, if I do have Annihilus, do I want this in a different lane than the potential Sentry lane, or the potential Void lane? And if I don't have Annihilus, do I want them both in the same lane so that I can carnage them away if it comes to that? That's the kind of thinking you have to do with this deck. There's a lot of like planning several turns ahead and sort of hedging your bets on if you get Annihilus in those hands where you do not have the card. Nebula is honestly pretty damn good. I was very happy with her performance. You are able to clog her pretty reasonably to make her a large unit when you're clogging the lane across from her. One of the interesting things about this card, though, is I often felt like I was misplaying her. Like, it was very easy for me to put myself in situations where, like, I put a Nebula on the right lane, and then I don't draw my Annihilus, and I'm sitting there looking at a Sentry, and I just don't know what to do about it, right? Because it's like, oh, I have this Nebula that could win this lane, but also if I play Sentry, it's going to lose that lane, and I don't have the Annihilus to get rid of it, and I don't want to carnage my Nebula. This is another card you actually really do have to think about and plan out when you play the deck. Carnage, I think, is a flex slot. Like I said, in decks like this, I'm very often looking for just something so that I don't end up completely eating it when I don't draw Annihilus. I can play a reasonable game of Marvel Snap. I will tell you, what I really feel like I want here is like a Miss Marvel type. I was thinking about maybe trying Polaris, just something with some beef, Gladiator. I'm not exactly sure. This is the flexest of flex spots though, so if you have anything you want to try out there, I would encourage you doing it. I defaulted to I want a way to get rid of my Void and my Hood in games where I don't draw a Nihilus. I think that's important. And it was iffy, right? Like, it wasn't the greatest thing that's ever happened. He was like, okay, he was a pretty okay card. I do wonder if there's room for upgrades here. Jeff is Jeff. In a deck playing Debris, being able to put a Jeff in a lane you do not want to get clogged is extremely important. This is an excellent and irreplaceable card in the list. Mysterio is a way to get more power into this deck, by which I mean it's a Mockingbird synergy card. One of my big things has been, can I get a deck that is a good Mockingbird deck that isn't Thanos? And I think this deck does rise to that occasion. This is a deck that has just a really large amount of ability to discount Mockingbird, and I think the real breakpoint you want to hit is 1 cost, because you have a lot of powerful 5s. Mockingbird getting to 1 can happen through Mysterio and the Demon off of the Hood. It can happen through Mysterio and the Void off of the Sentry. It can happen through Demon off the Hood, Void off the Sentry, and the Debris. So I think being invested in that has generally made this a very good Mockingbird deck. Having that power in the deck, I think, really does matter and does help a lot. I kind of think Debris might be the best card in this entire deck. Just being able to, like, position her so that you clog up really meaningfully these decks that are trying to, like, stack Angela lanes. Like, yes, okay, they are going to have Jeffs and Kitties that prevent you from doing that a decent amount of the time. That's kind of undeniable. It will happen. But when you play Debris correctly, she ends up being just an absolutely dominant force. She's very key in your matchups against those combo decks, because without her, you can clog some, but not enough to full clog them. With the Debris, you can full clog a Hela. That can happen. I'm playing Shang-Chi. He was fairly mediocre in as far as much as Shang-Chi goes. Like, this is actually, like, it's a deck that I think does need Shang-Chi, because a lot of the time what'll happen is you'll fill up like 3 of their spaces with garbage. They'll play one big thing there. You need Shang-Chi to deal with it. You are a deck that does need Shang-Chi, and I think having Shang-Chi feels like my safety blanket, but I'm not 100% sure that he is the most important thing you can be doing with this slot. I just think it's very hard to convince me that there's anything that is strictly better. Sentry and Annihilus have been a combo for as long as Annihilus has been out. That remains true here. Being able to send 10 power over is an extremely powerful play, but I think more than that, Sentry really dictates how your opponents respond to you. When you have a Sentry on turn 4, they have to fill up that lane, or they are terrified of getting Annihilus. It is a really threatening position you can put them in, where you're like, look, you have to fill this up or you die. And that can allow you to leverage the fact that they have to play over there to go win other lanes. That is typically how this can be used. Of course, it can also be used by, sending them 10 negative power, and that's really good. Annihilus is a very solid, good card. I do think that the deck probably doesn't work without him, but only because what he does is let you run Sentry and Hood. Like, that's really the value of Annihilus. I feel like people are so used to playing against this guy that, like, you almost never actually send over the Sentries in places where they actually matter. The Voids are not really doing that much, right? So mostly he's there, Sentry's still a 4/10, you send over a Hood that ends up being like, -3 power for them, take up a spot, you get a Demon. There's a lot of good stuff that happens there, right? Like, a lot of positive interactions happen because of Annihilus. But I will say, I think at this point, people are just very used to how to deal with Sentry Annihilus, and so you need to mix it up just a little bit. Cannonball is basically your Alioth, except you want to throw priority instead of get priority. One of the best ways this deck has to win games is to just lock up one lane entirely and then Cannonball win another lane. Like, that is just your basic strategy here, is if you can lock up one lane entirely before turn 6, Cannonball and a Demon, Cannonball and a Mockingbird, he will put that work in and you will win that lane. And that kind of stuff is just really, really strong right now. It's a good thing to be doing. It gives this deck some baseline power that I think other Clog decks, I think Clog decks really need to have the ability to win those games against things where their plan isn't coming together. And this guy, just being a 5/8, letting you do that, really does give you that power. Mockingbird is just a little too good not to run and a little too good not to build towards. Like, this is a genuinely very good Mockingbird deck. You have Debris, You have Mysterio, which discounts at 3, and you have the Demon, and you have the Void. You just have a lot of stuff that really gets Mockingbird going. She is almost always getting discounted by like 2, usually as high as getting discounted by 4 or 5. This is a good deck for Mockingbird when you are doing the things that you want to do, and it does sort of let you just really explore what this card can be outside of the context of Thanos. I think, again, it's really important to have these plans when your Clog lanes aren't going perfectly. It's really important to just have some beef to fall back on. Having Cannonball, having Mockingbird, that's the beef that you can fall back on. All right, y'all, thank you so much for making it through this video. I know this is not like a normal video. I mean, it kind of is, right? But like, this is not a deck where I'm like, oh, I'm positive this deck is like a good net deck. This is a deck that, like, I cooked up. I've been thinking about it for a little bit right now, and the reason this was, like, the kind of thing I wanted to do was I really, really hate Hela, and I was like, I want to beat Hela, so I cooked up these, and I cooked up some Professor X decks. This was just, like, really successful out of the gate, and so that I haven't fully explored, like, how else I want to try to beat Hela, but this was so successful out of the gate that I did feel like I needed to make a video on it, and that is, you know, important, I think, in order to talk about, like, hey, we got to start talking about how to make a mid-range deck that beats Hela. This is my first attempt. I'm sure there will be better and more mid-range decks that beat Hela in the future. And I hope you enjoyed the chefery, right? I'm sure this is not like an original. I'm sure someone's played these exact 12 before. I think it's like 10 of the 12 cards that like I've seen on Untapped that people have played against me. But I am happy with how it went. And I do think that this is definitely a deck that's been flying below the radar. I don't want to take any credit for it. Just, I'm happy. Normally when I play stuff that's like off meta, I'm trying stuff, I lose ranks. And this time I definitely did not. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for making it this far in the video. I've been Cam Best. You've been phenomenal. And I will see you in the next one. Enjoy the gameplay with music. I want to miss her a small amount, but I think maybe the Titania Goblin thing is really important. Okay. I think I'm just supposed to do this. Ah, I should have goblined over there. My cowardly ways have been punished, chat. My cowardly ways have been punished. Brutal. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Cannonball stonks indeed looking good. I believe I'd like to lose priority here if I could. They will, Mr. Unincredible. was gonna say, why can't I play these other cards? So what are we looking at here? I think what we're looking at is actually that. Yeah, I think I was right to look at this. Hello, Mr. Cannonball. And Miss Mockingbird. All right. Awkward hand, but not the worst. Is Corvus a good pickup for tokens? I would say the answer is probably yeah. I think Corvus is a pretty good pickup for tokens. Sort of depends on the rest of what you're doing, but generally... Oh, come on. Come on. There's so many cards that would be good there. It's fine. We'll get a Mysterio to go there at some point. That is bad. Hey, it is the Mysterio I wanted to go there. I did see J. Cole apologizing to Kendrick. Embarrassing. I should not have put Hood and Nebula in the same lane. Just don't play Annie. Yeah. Yeah. It's an awkward situation we're in here. Am I a cannonballer here? Am I a cannonballer? What if I am an Annie gamer? What if my job actually is play a Nihilus right now? We do murder our real Mysterio. I definitely fucked that up. But I'm gonna try it. Oh my god. So that's a Mysterio. Is this anything? Maybe. Maybe it is. And Mysterio's right. I know. Fuck it. Clownophobia. Thank you. Hello. Hello. We got away with it somehow, chat. We got away with it somehow, chat. I don't exactly know how. Sandman Silky Smooth list land we posted. It's like modern Doomwave. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. I think that list does not answer any of the issues in the metagame. I think that list does nothing to address the problems Silky Smooth has. It makes it more of a mid-range deck, and you lose even more to, like, all the dumb shit. Oh my god. What are the problems in this meta? The combo stuff. Silky Smooth's problems are all combo related. It's ass into Hela. It's ass into Phoenix Force. It does nothing to solve any of that. Sucks. It's ass into Hela. Dude, literally same, Jeff. Like, actually 100% same. There's just so much shit that's like, I'd like to play this, but I get Hela'd, and so I can't play it, and I die. This is a weird game because I think I'm normally supposed to lose it, but having specifically this stuff makes me a little more comfortable. Hela reviving to her location only kills it. I've always hated Hela. This is ridiculous. Everyone's like, oh, this is new. It's not new. I've always hated her. I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. Maybe? Yeah, if that thing dies to Shang, we're in a good spot. And it probably does die to Shang, right? Okay, so I think we take this. Because of the way I ordered this, it's always, Silk's always staying over there. Yeah, we got him. We got him. Love it. I see. I see. I assess the situation. Has Strong Guy been any fun? I haven't played him. I probably will today. I don't think discard is particularly well positioned, but he is my namesake, and so I kind of feel like I have to. Timestone. Dane Cook reference? Unfortunately, yes. Fortunately, that was actually a Dane Cook reference. Kind of sucks. He disappeared? Who disappeared? Dane Cook? He streams now. I think Dane Cook is my profession now. I mean, he's also just, like, super rich, so, you know. What's a solid replacement for Cannonball? I don't even know if this deck is good, let alone... Alright, you know what? If they're doing that, I feel like I've gotta, right? I feel like there's just no choice for me but to snap that. Reality Stone for Cull. Shrug. Century Right. No, thank you. Yeah, Shang-Chi protection. That is very nice of them. I'm almost thinking of, like, debrising, but I don't think I can get Mockingbird to 1. So I'm gonna take the slightly more reasonable play here. Why didn't they double vision? It's a really good question. I do not know the answer. I mean, it's because they knew I was annihilisting, right? Cannonball right. Then I get shanged, right? That's the issue. But I'll try it. Woo! Did not get shanged. Did not get shanged. We'd drawn our other 2. Come on now. Keep up. That goes there, I think. Because we're kind of looking at a Sentry to win the right. Ah, never mind. We're not looking at shit. Everything sucks. We never play into Krakoa because it will just buff their shit. So that's nice. Oh, cool. What if I do Shuri Cannonball 50-50 Azola? It seems dumb, right? I'm gonna try it. Oh, that's clever. My God. Everything sucks. Nah, this is fine. This is a fine for 4. 100% fine. Definitely not coping. If he beats me on this, it's because he's sniping. It's the only way. Holy shit. Holy shit. Holy shit, holy shit. Chat? 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 Do you see? I'm a genius. I'm a god. There is no other god before me. His company in any way. Carnage doesn't feel great. I agree. Okay, I take it back. Carnage is about to be amazing. Honestly, this game early on felt was priced okay, but it's escalated and might accept that I got something for nothing. I think it's bad business. Oh, we're still talking about that other thing. Sorry, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not paying too much attention. Oh my god, rewarded for this Mysterio. Holy shit. Look at me. And that play on the Green Goblin. Look at that shit. I'm fucking going beast mode. Of course. God damn it. God damn it. God damn it. Fuck. Fuck. Shit. I think I died. If they have a Killmonger, I'm dead. And I think they do have a Killmonger, which kills me here. But what if they don't, you see? Holy shit, we got away with it. Oh! Ah, we got away with it entirely. One of us is missing something. I don't know who it is. Chat is not accounting for Drac. That would make sense. Scarific on Loki? Wild. Yeah, I mean, I'm never gonna actually send this guy over there. I get it. If I play Mysterio and then next turn go Annihilus Mockingbird, does that win the game? Cosmo, it doesn't stop Mysterio. Yeah, let's try it. Let's fucking go, baby. Mockingbird. Annihilus. Reveal that you're the real Mysterio. And a dub. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, baby. Do about... Ooh. Cable. Okay, Loki deck. Agent Coulson, sure. To the point of sacrificing points. Mockingbird is our points. Investing in Mockingbird seems like it's a great idea to me. I really don't like that they keep getting my cards. Hey, that's my Shang-Chi. We know what they got out of Cable now. Prof stuff is hard to get in here. I'm worried now they got my Carnage, you know? I want one cost Mockingbird because of all the 5s. That's the specific thing I'm looking for here. I don't love that. But they just got rid of my Shang-Chi. See, if they go for a Goblin here, I send it back with a Nihilist, and I can fill up my lanes so that my shit does not get a Nihilist back to me thanks to the power of this Mysterio. Play Mysterio in case top deck Bird. No, I don't think I want to do that just yet. Oh my god. They're fucked. Oh my god. They're fucked. They are not able to play cards next turn. Generally, this is extremely good for me. They are 100% categorically unable to play cards. Okay, well, you may leave. I'm not gonna... You want me to fucking sit... You want me to fucking sit through it? You want me to fucking sit through it? Okay. Thank you. Thank you. He may be an asshole. He's 100% right that business is not meant to make money. That business is there to make Tony Khan feel good. It is not a business to make money. It is a business to stroke egos. That's the whole point of the company. That's what it's there for. Is Mobius good right now? Yes. Quite, actually. What can I play instead of Carnage? I really just want it to be like Miss Marvel. I want the answer to be like Miss Marvel. But it should be like a 3. Maybe it's Polaris. Maybe it can be Polaris. We do Polaris instead of Carnage. That leaves us with so few ways to get rid of the Sentry thing. And the Hood thing. This is the longest rope of my entire life. I wonder if they're going to snap. Was this past WrestleMania top 5 of all time? I do not know. I'm not qualified to make that statement. That's the Hood. Gross. Also gross. Now, next turn I can move Jeff over. Proc White Hot Room. With Annihilus. If I want. I think I do want. But, you know. We don't know yet. Unintentional heavy roping? Oh, that is probably what's happening. I think it's got to be like this, unfortunately. I don't like it very much, but I think it has to be. I don't care about emote prices. I just don't. You cannot make me care about that shit. Everyone is like, oh my god. The price of emotes is going crazy, and it's just like, I refuse to care. You cannot make me care. You can't do it. You will not convince me to care about that. I do not care. I will not care. Can't make it happen. Did this person show us a Red Hulk earlier? Did this person show us a Red Hulk earlier? I can't remember. Did we see a Red Hulk when we skipped on turn 1? We played around that Red Hulk. That is the exact Red Hulk we played around. Was like, you put the Red Hulk in the lane, you're losing, right? Correct. That is the exact Red Hulk we played around.